All right. What is going on, guys? It's your boy TMxA Surge. I'm back. I'm back playing some COD. Not specifically playing COD in this video, but I have been. I got a new Scuff Infinity NV Infinity 1. So a lot more customizable, plus my other Scuff was kind of going. Like the A paddle on it didn't click. And so right, like I didn't play COD for a long time. Came back, big update, lots of changes. So I decided to make like a class video. Also, I did watch like a couple pros class videos, and I just thought like, wait, why am I listening to their preferences when I have my own that are probably just as good? And of course, a lot of mine are similar to theirs. I can tell you that, but I'm gonna kind of break down how I went about making these classes. So these are competitive rules. I haven't really adjusted my pubs classes, and I'm not sure if I will or not. But okay, so let's talk about a couple of changes to just the game in general. Right now, every single game you go into, or every single class has a nade and a stun. Okay, and that's very important because that means nades are going to be thrown a lot more often in games, and you need to be ready for that, right? Which is why armored is a choice by the choice division now. Everybody wants armored, even when these bottom two, even when you don't get increased penetration and you don't get reduced flinch when shot, like those don't work in competitive. Like in pubs, you get all these, but in competitive, you only get the top two. Still, you're basically you take less damage from nades, and you take less damage from or you don't get stunned by stuns, which is why armored is so important. All right, so we'll go through subs first. I have more subclasses than anything. That's for, I mean, it's kind of for a reason, but okay. So I play more sub than anything, so I just wanted more things available. Obviously, all my attachments are the same. The only thing that changes is my division and my basic training for each of these, right? So the way I broke it down is when you're a sub, there are three things that you want in a class, and you can only obtain two. Okay, those things are like reduction to nades, or like not taking damage from nades or stuns, moving fast, and being quiet. The quiet one generally pertains to S&D. So and then my last one here, I have sway, where it reduces your weapon sway. You know, like when you're just standing there, like your idle sway. But that one's not as important, okay? These other three are important, right? So I have a bunch of combinations of those things, right? So sub nade fast. So that means is I'm going to be immune to nades, and I'm going to be fast, right? So it's up to me, myself, to decide if this class is going to be good for hardpoint, for CTF, maybe for search if it's you know, a certain situation. That's up to me to decide, but I have it set out here so I can make that decision and make it on the fly and go. So like, crap, I'm getting naded a lot. We'll switch to a nade class. Bam. All right, so we have sub nade fast, right? Armored makes it so we take less explosive damage. We don't get stunned by stuns. So like that's the nade part right there. Fast part is their energetic training, increased sprint speed, and no damage from falling. I should also note that a lot of these basic trainings overlap with a certain division, right? Like this, increased sprint speed, no damage from falling, very similar to an airborne that gives you, let's see here. It makes you take no damage from falling, plus a couple other things, right? You sprint faster over time, you take no damage from falling, and then it adds a couple of things like fire guns while sprinting and diving and reloading while sprinting. But they overlap, right? You don't want to run airborne and then energetic because things are overlapping, and the game does like let you know when you do that. But like that's up to you, right? So I am covering nades and I am making my guy fast. But would I rather have airborne and then hunker, so then I can get all the extra benefits from airborne, right? That's why I have a fast nade class right here, which is that exactly. So the first word in the title after like the sub AR is like the priority, right? Nades are the priority in this one because I'm running the armored division, and then fast. But in this one, it's fast and then nades come later because I also don't. Oh, hold on. I also don't. I'm not immune to stuns in this class. This is just to nades, right? So like the nade is more important in this class than this class. So I'm not gonna explain too much like this much into depth for each class, but I want to like give you guys a foundation so you can kind of like understand where I'm coming from and what I'm thinking about, right? So I have a sub nade fast, then this one is nade quiet, right? So immune to nades with the armored, but then also quieter movement and walk fast while crouched, which is like perfect for S&D. Maybe so like the only reason you would need to be immune to nades in S&D is because it's like beginning of the rounds, right? So that's why I have that, and then the quiet is you know, to like just be quiet so they can't hear you, especially in like clutch situations, right? Like we've all been there where we can't sprint because we have not like whatever makes you silent on. It depends what COD game you're talking about, but and this makes you walk fast while crouched, and that's what you have to do when you're not silent, is you have to crouch. And this doesn't say I'm silent, it says it's quieter. So the mainly the crouch thing is why I grabbed this. Okay, next one. Fast nade. So I already talked about this, right? I'm going fast. I can also fire guns while sprinting and diving, reload while sprinting, all those things. But then I'm also protected by nades. Not protected by stuns, though. And I haven't made a class like that. Like, maybe I should make a sub-fast stun class, which I do have some extra slots at the bottom, and I'll probably do that. But then we have the quiet nade, which is just like nade quiet, but just a little slightly different because you get all the mountain perks then, which is like people don't see you, enemy death locations hidden, and all those good things, plus being immune to nades. And I could also make a sub-quiet stun class as well. And then here's a quiet sway. So like sway is generally an AR and SR problem, weapon sway. Like subs, it doesn't really matter, but I made one just in case. And scoped less idle sway and move faster while aiming down sights. And then so like I know that that if you're running a sub in like hardpoint, you're never gonna be like pre-aiming that much, like maybe a little bit, but not too much. So you would never need something like scoped unless you're playing S&D, which is why I have mountain, so I can be completely silent. Okay, so next is ARs, and I'm just running STG. I didn't make any bar classes or anything because STG is meta now. So AR. So the three problems for ARs is nades, sway, and quiet, right? So like you don't have to be fast for an AR, and I think I did make a fast one. I did, but the main problems is sway, nades, and quiet. So here we have nades, obviously immune to both stuns and normal grenades, and then eliminating sway, which because this one isn't a quiet class, I imagine using it in a CTF or a hardpoint setting, a respawn game mode. Sway, quiet. So this is definitely going to be an S&D. Yeah, I'll just move on right away. Quiet nade. So like this one, I could make a quiet stun class as well because I'm only immune to, and I'm not sure. I don't think people are actually going to throw stuns that often, especially in search and destroy. So I probably don't have to worry about that, because you know a quiet class for me is generally going to be search and destroy. I don't know why I would run something where my movement is silent in any other game mode. So if you see a quiet, that's pretty much a dominantly SR. And then search and destroy. I also ran infantry on this one just so I have the extra attachment because when you're being quiet, like, gosh, sorry. So when you're playing S&D, you know, you force a lot of long-range gunfights, and there's a lot of lanes, and like there's people that you barely don't shoot because they get around a corner. You know, like it's all timing in S&D. So I threw an advanced rifling on there, so like that would help with range a little bit. And then I have sniper rifle, which the things that would make it harder for you, again, being quiet, nades, getting hit by nades, and then sway. So all of these are mountain classes, which you don't have to run all mountain anymore, because before you could only hold your breath with mountain. That's not the case anymore. So you can run other things, which I didn't. Actually, I did here. But okay, so this is mountain. And then that you also have 3 attachments for every single class. But number 1, I don't want to use the 4 times object, and these 2 are banned, so I can only use 2 maximum. So I might as well. You know, I got the mountain, so I'm quiet, and then less sway. That's obviously needed for a sniper rifle. Now this one, you're quiet, but you're immune to nades, right? Maybe the other team's very good at nading. And, you know, again, that's up to me to decide in the game. So I'll be really interested to see how these play out, and maybe I'll adjust these a little bit as we go. Like I said, I might make a stun class. What else did I notice were my subs? That I can make a fast, quiet class where I'm fast but also silent. So it'd be like an S&D. If I want to like rush to a spot where they're not going to expect me, like up in their face, like right away in the round, and try to draw first blood, that's definitely something I'll probably add later. And then I add an AR fast nade, which would be, this would definitely be CTF. I think I definitely think of this as like Black Tower CTF, which I've played a couple of those. People don't really vote for CTF in ranked play, but in competitive, obviously it comes up. But like I remember always running like a bar, which was the dominant AR at the time of like when we were doing CTF Black Tower, and just like wrecking, because I had like an airborne bar class. So that's pretty much what I'm just recreating that class, and then also immune to nades because I'm going to be up close and personal. You're going to be pulling flags. All that stuff is pretty needed. So yeah, I'll probably add like a couple of classes, because like if you don't have armored makes you immune to both nades and stuns. Like say I have like quiet nade. This nade, like when nade is the second word, that's like not the priority of the class. The quiet is, like the first word is generally the priority because that's what the division is. So like I'm not immune to stuns in this class. So I'm definitely going to have to think about that and maybe adjust a little bit depending. But like nades are a big deal now. Like they were before, especially in Search and Destroy. Like you could get easy picks, start a rounds just by chucking nades, because everybody ran mountain because they wanted to be quiet. Things have definitely changed. Now there's more nades, and everybody will probably be throwing them. And I imagine that they're going to be a lot more commonly used. So that's generally what this has worked around. Plus, primed or whatever, the basic training that I used in every class, which was like flinched less when shot, is gone now completely. So everybody flinches the same when shot. So that's interesting. But yeah, so you know, you don't got to copy my classes. You just like acknowledge like my thought process behind this, and you could probably apply this to pubs. Although in a pub class, I would definitely throw in what's the basic training? Hold on, move it on here. Actually, I'll just check in this one. There's a basic training in here that makes you not seen by recon aircraft flanker. I'd definitely pick that, because the worst thing ever is in pubs when like you're doing good but your whole team's doing bad, and the other team has like UAV after UAV after UAV, and they can just see where you are at all times. That's like really super annoying. So like I would definitely throw that in a pub class. But yeah, so like you can see kind of my thought process, like the system I created. Hopefully you can apply it and use it in your own way. Tailor it to your play style, your needs, and then use it in ranked and pubs. So yeah, that's what I have. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm hoping to get more COD videos out for you guys. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what I play. But, you know, right now I'm just, I'm playing COD. I play a little bit of everything, but I definitely have been playing a little more COD now that I got my scuff. So we'll see how long that lasts. You know, I always love playing COD, but the rank system's broken, and it does get old. And, you know, I just like playing with friends is what I like to do. But in my videos, I can't do that until I buy a standalone mic, which I hope I can do soon. But until then, you know, we're just going to have to keep finding different ways to entertain you as a viewer. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Have a nice day. I'm out.